The 5 pieces of hygiene advice you need to hear, but no one's telling you because they're talking behind your back.
No one's going to tell you this shit.
No, it's one of those things where you kind of see people talking in corners and then like you go come past, hey guys, and then they stop talking. You're like,
that's the chat cunt.
That's the stinky guy.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? I smell okay, right? And this is the hard thing. BJJ, it's up close and personal. People are sweating on each other, pubes in your mouth. It's all kinds of grossness. But we can negotiate this. We can minimize the grossness. But really, we're coming with the advice. You know, you might have this, Joe, where you've got a friend. It's a very honest friend. Maybe it's me. Where the person will just tell you. You know, you'll be talking to them. They're like, you got something in your teeth. You got a chunk of nonsense in your teeth. You're like, oh, thanks. Jesus, no one told me all day. You're like,
how long has that been there? Is usually your next question.
Yeah, you're like, I wish someone told me sooner. And that's what we're doing today, guys. We're telling you, we are the mates who are too honest, and we're going to let you know.
We're your jiu-jitsu big brothers, and we're prepared to tell you the truths that, frankly, others just will not. Because it's embarrassing shit. It's embarrassing to tell someone, hey, man, you smell.
Yeah.
All the time.
you need to fix that.
Yeah, hey, bro. Like, we had a kid in our gym who trained with us for years, and when he came to start training with us, he was an odd kid, neurodivergent.
Sure.
Right? Very quiet, but you know, he really became part of the fabric here. But he was a kid when he started training with us. He grew into a man over the seven years or so that he trained here. Big fucking strong, strapping, like
lad.
You know, and there's this period of fucking puberty.
Hormones.
Where most young blokes smell.
Yeah.
And their skin's oily and you know, and
all
it's
that.
and it was like, you know what? I don't know if anyone's ever told Timmy how to like scrub his underarms with soap in the shower.
Deodorize.
Yeah, but it was like it was like someone needs to tell him because he's showing up for class. He stinks. It's offending other people, not to the point that they're just talking behind his back or they're trying not to partner up with him.
Sure.
Now, we weren't even doing jiu-jitsu, man.
Right.
And we know that we've encountered those people on the mats.
Definitely.
That they fucking stink or their nails are long and grubby and you clock it and you're like, dirty cunt. But
I don't know if I'd say that, but yes.
No, but in your head.
Mentally.
In your head, you're right.
register.
And then you're like, oh, I'm not going to train. I'm going to avoid that person.
Yeah.
And that's actually really shit because that person, no one might have told them.
Yeah.
And then that person is having a reduced experience in their jiu-jitsu because people are actively avoiding them.
And you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know. Your coach isn't going to tell you because it's embarrassing shit. They're just really happy that you just signed up.
Sure.
Right? And, you know, it's like you're meeting all these new people. We're sort of talking to you, those people who haven't been doing this for that long because no one's given you this information. So we're going to lay it down here, 5 things so that you can just not have any of these issues and you can be clean, hygienic, and have the best possible training experience.
For sure. So straight out the gate, number 1, when you first start jiu-jitsu, generally people just buy like one gi or like one rashi, one pair of shorts, right? But that's not enough because if you're planning to train multiple times in the week, you need at least 2 sets. Because even if you're only training 2 or 3 times a week, you can't rely on washing something and turning it around quick enough. And you definitely, this is what you want to avoid. Is, I sweated in it a little bit and I left it out in the sun and the sun kills bacteria, right, Joe? Doesn't it?
Of course it does. Sun, air.
Yeah.
What could be
not?
cleaner?
Actually, heat breeds bacteria, my
shit
friends.
still stings.
Yeah, and that's the tough thing. You got to wash your gis and you got to wash your no-gi stuff and you got to be really thorough because here's the deal. As much as we know a gi person is a laundry person, for any of you out there who've got a couple of gis, you know what I'm talking about. But also no-gi stuff. Sometimes it can hold the stink.
Well, I would say, yeah. So if you're like in your first 6 to 12 months, you haven't encountered this yet because you haven't done enough. You haven't got enough miles on the clock.
Maybe.
But there is a time that's going to come where there is an accumulative buildup of like bacteria in the fabric of your gi and no-gi stuff.
And you did wash it.
Probably more your no-gi stuff because it's all polyester.
Artificial.
It's all plastic and shit. So yeah, and you know when you notice this, I actually had it yesterday with an old gym t-shirt.
Right.
whereby you put it on, it's clean.
It smells
you
fine.
put it on, and then you go and start doing your day, whatever.
Body temperature comes up.
Body temperature comes up. You're not sweating yet, but there's this activation of odor.
Stink.
And you're like, how does it stink? That's when,
So
right?
quickly, you
It's-
know.
I'm assuming that your increased temperature has activated the bacteria, like woken it up or some shit, and it just starts fucking making a
The
bad smell.
ghost of body odor.
Yeah. So I spoke about this before, but I soaked my no-gi shit for the first time, stuff that I'd worn for a few years, and the fucking, like, soaked it in nappy sand, right? Like some heavy shit. And the fucking water, like overnight, the water was brown the next day.
Yeah.
And that was clean gear.
Yes.
I washed it. It was clean, but still had this odor thing. Fucking brown.
Yes.
Soaked it twice, much less brown the second time, washed it, and then it's like brand new again.
Yeah.
Now, your shit might not survive. Like, you do wear away at the integrity of fabrics, but
Sure.
this is the lifespan of such an article of clothing.
And I think that we've got to go to this as a point of etiquette for, like, if we think about jiu-jitsu just brings you in such close proximity with a human.
Dude.
It's a proximity you just don't get other than your intimate partner.
You
right?
don't. A lot of people probably don't even get that intimate with their significant other. You know what I mean?
So, well, I
Like,
mean, it just
you
depends.
got a couple of positions that you hit on the regular, and that's,
That's
it.
it.
You got your system down.
You know,
Then you go jiu-jitsu, and it's like you're hitting new positions.
reverse triangled.
Yeah, you're like,
got-
fuck, I've never been here.
I've got anus in my face. What the fuck? I did not sign up for this. And I guess this is where the washing of gis
And
no
belts.
gi stuff.
You got to fucking wash your belt.
Oh, belt.
You gotta wash
100%.
your belt.
Any
Anyone
of that
said-
bullshit about don't wash your belt, like, all right, man,
yeah.
you can keep your fucking 1980s staph infections. Like,
Got to wash it all.
yeah, you just chuck it all in. Chuck it all in. And plus the belt gets that little bit more weathered, so it makes you look more senior, straight up. But this goes to the personal hygiene piece, which is number 2. Because if you have unwashed gear, and it's about respecting each other, right? You might not be thinking about it for yourself, but then when someone else has a slimy gi, you're like, you got to grip it and you're like, oh, what is this? Is this some unique probiotic mold that you have here? Skin infections, hygiene, being stinky. Like, not only is it kind of antisocial in a way, and maybe someone's not telling you because you are the person who's not smelling so fresh, a staph infection is going to get you.
Yeah,
And-
some
and-
fucking shit.
And it's going to take you out. It's an injury, essentially.
Yeah.
And it can take you out for weeks. And I mean, right now, Ben Askren is like almost dying because of like severe staph and
Oh, wow, is he?
pneumonia. And
Oh, that's awful.
yeah. And I mean, it killed
Yeah.
it didn't kill Randleman. It almost killed Randleman back in the days. He had basically had a crater of a hole in his back from staph. If you're not washing your gis, this then takes us to this second move, which is personal hygiene. Skin infections, bacteria on your skin, and also maybe your stuff is clean, but maybe you are not. And
Yeah.
so this is where we need to talk about that.
So personal hygiene, we're talking about your body. So you got okay, good. Yep, got the clean clothes, got all that down. Your body also has to be clean. Now, you don't have to be scrubbing. Here's the deal. If I've been working all day in an office and then I go jiu-jitsu at night, probably I'm pretty clean. You're working in an office, it's air conditioned, you're sitting down most of the time, you're not breaking a sweat, right? Now, some of you, arguably, you might still get up a sweat in that kind of environment, right? And if you do, and if you are a bit stinky, you need to have a wash. But like, let's put it in the context of it's the middle of summer and you're a bricklayer.
Sure.
And you're fucking out there on the job site all day long and there's construction materials and sawdust and fucking concrete dust and shit. And you're wearing, a wife beater and a pair of fucking King G's.
Sure.
And then you come and do a no-gi session and you literally take off your King G's and your wife beater and you chuck on a fucking rashi and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, you got all sorts of not even your personal stench,
But
you've got
bits of
fucking dust
concrete.
and on
Yeah.
your fucking skin, right?
Yes.
And you know this, if you've worked in that environment,
Yeah.
right? Or if I've spent a day in the workshop, you get in the shower, like that initial flow of water is like brown.
brown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Like, and so you got a fucking obligation to your fellow training partners to wash yourself beforehand.
Yeah.
Now, if you are stinky in the pits and whatnot, you got to fucking get in there with some soap. Like young Timmy,
Yeah.
like, brother, you got to scrub that shit.
True. And I mean, look, for me, the halfway step on this is, let's just say, for example, the gym you train at doesn't have showers. And because of work and timing and stuff, you're getting there. Me personally, hygiene wipes, antibacterial wipes is a good halfway step to at least getting some dirt off you, you know? Some people, I've seen it, you can have, so Solvol is like this industrial grade soap with the grit.
Yeah.
You can get liquid Solvol. You can get like a thing of it, which just really gets the grease and the bullshit off. And if you've just got like a bottle of water and fucking Solvol and just scrub shit out yourself, it's also like a self-defense mechanism, right? Because it's not just hygiene and being nice for your partners. It's like if you've got dirt on your skin and you sweat and your skin absorbs the bacteria, that can lead to skin infections too, right?
Can that happen if you're sweating? Or is it pushing the shit out?
No, it opens the pores. So if you've got all this dirt and shit on there, like this chance of skin infection is incredibly high. And you don't want to end up like, you don't want to, it's one of those things that through some small, simple measures, whether it be quick shower or hygiene wipes or some soap and some whatever you can do to make that little bit of effort before you train, better for the training partners, better for you.
And if you took a shit, if you went and took a big sloppy shit that afternoon, and you're like one of those, and I'm going to say one of those guys that still manages himself like a 6-year-old, kind of like the half wipe and then like stumble out of the toilet, forget to flush kind of thing. Because I know you guys are out there. Fuck man, you got to wipe your ass. Get the wet wipes. Do the needful so that when you reverse mount your training partner, they're not copping a face full of your
ass,
half wiped butt crack. It's honestly like it's fucking disgusting.
It's tough,
and we've all been there.
Yeah,
and
you're getting
like,
comored and dude's sitting on your head, and you're like,
I don't need that odor.
Yeah. Only from
bad enough. You fucking about to rip my shoulder out of the socket.
The suffering is compounded.
What's our third one?
Our third one is nails, and this is something that's like maybe your gym has a policy, maybe they don't. I, as default mode, always just cut myself to the quick. Like I just cut till I bleed.
Yeah.
Like I just toes and fingers just to be safe, because I have suffered getting scratched, and it's quite terrible. Joe, you've got your own routine with nail maintenance.
Well, I mean, I used to cut mine like yours, and it was always very short, and it was always a little bit too short because I'd trim them and then I'd file them, and then you're like, oh fuck, they're really short.
It's sore.
And then if you go and do a gi class that night and it's a bit of spider, you're like, fuck man, it hurts. I've started playing guitar in the last year.
That's right.
Which necessitates me having a bit more length in the nails. And at first I'm like, this is not going to be compatible because I'd grown my nails quite long on the right hand. But I've actually settled on like this mid-ground that allows me to play guitar. And so I have longer nails than I used to keep, but I'm not scratching anyone. They're still short and maintained. But here's the thing that no one told me. And this is what no one told me as a kid. When you're an adult, you're probably going to need to have a routine around cutting your nails.
Sure.
Right? And that routine means you're going to need tools for it.
Yes.
So you need some good nail clippers or scissors. Clippers, I think, are the ultimate. And you need a good file. And I was talking to my brother about it. I'm like, and he's like, every Sunday. Right. Every Sunday, me and the kids,
bit of a routine.
I do their nails and then I do mine. And I was like, fuck, I've never had that. I've always just been like, when they get long.
Right.
But usually by the time I realize that, it takes me like 4 or 5 days of being like, fuck, nails are too long.
Need to do it.
Yeah, so I was like, every Sunday. I love that. But what I'm getting at is you need a process and you need the toolkit and you need to stick to it.
So yeah, if you don't have a manicure or nail clipping set, they're actually pretty cheap. You know, if you go to the chemist or, Walgreens or whatever, you can get a little kit for like $10.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know?
But you want the big file, not the fucking that little short one.
No, of course.
Big one.
Ideally, but you got to start somewhere. And the reason why I also say this is toenails. I was trying to pass this guy's guard, and he was not the cleanliness of humans, and his big toe scratched my forehead, and it started to bleed, and I was like, I just got cut with a toenail. And it's like if a dog or a cat scratches you, you got to be careful, right? There's a lot of bacteria under those nails.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go get a tetanus shot, but I was like, I got to really stay up on this because I don't want it to get infected. And that's the thing. I think what is good about this is if no one said to you, hey man, cut your nails, you go do it and you pay attention to it. You then start to notice it in other people. And you're like, hang on, this guy seems to have fucking Freddy Krueger-esque fucking talons.
Yep.
I'm going to get sliced up. And until it happens, you're like, oh, That's no good. It's really just trying to make this process of jiu-jitsu easier for you, easier for the training partners, so you're not the bad guy, And this is the thing, no one's going to tell you. No one's going to tell you other than they'll just kind of maybe resent you quietly, because people feel like self-conscious that they don't want to be rude.
Yeah.
But then they'll also talk shit behind your back, which is kind of rude.
Let me make a quick point too. When you cut your nails just with like clippers or scissors, you leave a very sharp edge on them. It is a sharp edge, yeah. So you actually need the file just to take that sharp edge off. Like if I just clip these motherfuckers, they will slice and dice,
Sure. Dehydration can cause a 30 to 40% drop in athletic performance. You know how you can beat dehydration? With Sodi. Sodi is the sponsor of today's show. They are going to give you the best hydration supplement you've ever seen, you've ever tasted. I love it. Sodium, potassium, magnesium, all mixed together in a delicious bundle that you can mix in water so that when you do your jiu-jitsu, glug, 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 you're powering up and you're performing the way you should. Go to sodi.com.au and use the code Bulletproof15 and you get 15% off. Enhance your hydration, enhance your performance.
What's number 4?
Number 4 is footwear.
Ah, yes.
This is one of the kind of biggest crimes in terms of like just not knowing. You don't know what you don't know. And if your gym doesn't have like spare slides or flip-flops on the side, you just obviously every gym is quite strict about like no footwear on the mats, right? This is like jiu-jitsu.
That's the one thing that jiu-jitsu, like, don't wear your shoes on the mat. And then they usually say nothing else.
And then people are walking into the toilet,
walk out into the street.
Coming back, you're like, that's not good. Now, even though the gym may have a really good policy around cleaning the mats and stuff like that, if you have just walked into the bathroom with bare feet and then you walk back, you've just walked all that bacteria onto the mat.
And if you're that fucking dude who manages himself like a 6-year-old, where you go like, I'll piss half in the toilet, half on the floor.
Sure.
Piss a little bit on my feet. That's fun.
It gets complicated. But having your own flip-flops, even for showers, this is a thing too. Good friend of mine, Matt Carmichael, shout out. He always had Hawaiianas that he wore off the mat. And then he had a spare set for gym. And I was like, how interesting. He always slipped them in the side of his training bag. And he's like, no, that's for the shower and the bathrooms. And they're actually separate. The Havaianas I would wear in the street and not the Havaianas I would wear in the bathroom. Nice. And I was like, wow, it hit me. And I was like, actually, that's smart. And I think for whether it be for your own protection of your feet, because you don't want to like go have a shower and then next thing you got crazy tinea because the shower is like crazy fungal or something. But then also just keeping the mat space clean. So having some flip-flops, thongs, whatever you want to call them, which isn't your shoes that you wear from the street in, is key for the hygiene in the gym.
Yeah, you should be wearing your shoes to the edge of the mats and then stepping onto the mats out of your shoes, and then vice versa when you get off. Or maybe the gym has a little barefoot section around the mats, but there's going to be a threshold where it's like shoes to here and then barefoot from here.
Yeah.
And don't fucking
Slides
even if
for
other
the
people
bathroom.
in your gym are fucking don't just stick to it.
Don't do it. Yeah, be the one to lead the way. And actually, what was interesting to me, they're these things. They're like these kind of rubber shoe covers that wrestlers have, so they can run off the mat. They've got the wrestling boots from the mat. Right. But yeah, Talgett, who was our wrestling coach at Absolute, he had them. They're like shoe covers, so you can go to the bathroom and come back and you take them off.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they were just like slip them on. They stick
cool.
on. Yeah, it was like smart because obviously it's a set of shoes that you are wearing on the mat. Now, number 5 is contentious because Joe and I were having a little bit of back and forth on this. So I'll let you introduce number 5 and let's go back and forth on it, Joe.
Yeah, your breath can't stink like shit. Now let me expand on this. Some people have stronger BO than others.
Sure.
I'm be one of those people that's blessed with not a lot of BO.
Sure.
Never need to wear deodorant. Just lucky like that.
It's those low testosterone levels, Joe.
Potentially, right?
I'm
however,
not the same.
The breath thing is, some people, whatever, biologically, or maybe they have a medical condition, have bad breath. This is a thing, right? But I know I got bad breath if I haven't been drinking enough water that day, if I've been punishing a bunch of coffee. if I went out and got a fucking kebab for lunch with extra garlic sauce. You ate a fucking heavy onion meal, whatever it is. Like, there are times when you're like,
is that my breath?
I think my breath might be a bit chat. So whatever it fucking takes to just not be polluting someone else's airspace with your bad breath, whether it's you pump some mints or some chewing gum, or maybe you fucking brush your teeth in the afternoon before training. All I'm saying is you got to have inoffensive breath.
Look, there's levels to that game, right? So I'm not pushing this because I'm just like, fuck. There's only so much you can do. If you are keeping your gi clean, you're keeping yourself clean, you're doing everything else. The breath thing I think is hard to control because obviously different people have different habits, and ideally, whatever. I have developed my habit of I always have chewing gum on me in the car, in my bag, whatever. It comes from personal training. I do drink a ton of coffee, and I am aware that can make my breath not nice. So on a professional level as a trainer, I never wanted to bring the bad breath vibe. So I would very regularly just always have a piece of gum afterwards to combat that. Now, most people are not thinking about this, but if we think about you were going on a date, right? And you wanted to make sure that you're able to have another date, you wouldn't want to have bad breath, right?
No.
Because you're like, I might get a kiss. Ooh. And not that you're trying to kiss your training partners here. I mean, maybe you are, but maybe don't. But you think it's just as intimate as a date, right? So you'd show up maybe with
more intimate than most dates you'll go on.
Yeah, especially depending on how you go with your dating scheme. But you got someone's back and you're like breathing.
Yeah.
Like right here, like or even clinching, like stand up.
Yep.
And you might not even be thinking about it at the time. You are. You're sharing airspace. You're basically huffing into each other's mouths.
Look, have a fucking packet of gum in your training bag.
Gum, mints,
have some mints
whatever.
in the car. Just do it. It's just little measures that just make sure that you're not fucking coming in. Most people probably 9 times out of 10 are like hitting the mark on these things.
Sure.
But then sometimes it's like that one where you're like, you did pump the kebab, or
Sure.
you did chug the fucking barrel of coffee.
You might have.
You just want to have that little thing in place so that no one's like, hey, did you roll with fucking so-and-so?
You roll with kebab mate over
Did you roll
there.
with the fucking dragon breath over there? Fuck, it smells like something died.
The hardest thing about all of this is no one is going to tell you. And that's why we're bringing it up, because we want you to have a long, enjoyable jiu-jitsu life. And, it can be cliquey. And sometimes when you don't have good, honest friends at jiu-jitsu, they don't tell you this shit. So we're telling you right now to save you the nonsense later. And even if you're like, that's not me, run the checklist. Are you clipping the nails? Are you doing the shower? Like how frequently are you washing your gi? Every day? It can't be every second day. It's just by running this checklist, you might be able to go, oh, maybe I'm not doing that. And
Run the checklist, don't break the laws, and you'll thank us later.
yes, sir.